The second act, still in it, is TV Unity!
From the sea to the spotlight, the unseen journey of Roland Abante. Every season, America's Got Talent introduces us to a performer who doesn't just sing, they stop time. This year, that voice belonged to Roland Abante. At first glance, he was just an ordinary man, the kind you'd pass by on the street without a second thought. But the moment he opened his mouth to sing, the world stood still. The crowd erupted. Simon Cowell raised an eyebrow, his version of a standing ovation. Roland wasn't just performing, he was rewriting the script of his own life. Yet behind that viral moment, behind the tears, applause, and soaring high notes, lies a story that most never hear. Born on August 17, 1978, in the remote coastal town of Santander, Cebu, Philippines, Roland Abante's life began far from the glitz of any stage. Nestled between rugged hills and the endless stretch of sea, his hometown offered beauty but few chances. His family, like many in the area, lived hand to mouth. His father was a fisherman, and so by necessity, Roland became one too. Before dawn, he would climb into a modest banca, a wooden outrigger canoe, casting nets beside his father beneath the glow of a lantern. The ocean became his classroom. It taught him resilience, discipline, and the strength to endure. But it also gave him music. Out at sea, surrounded by silence and horizon, Roland would sing to the waves, to the wind, to the sky. Ballads became his lifeline, the kind that soar, tremble, and ache with longing. It was here, amidst salt spray and solitude, that Roland's voice was born. Not trained in conservatories or polished by coaches, but forged by nature and necessity. Back on shore, the story didn't change much. There were no music lessons, no instruments, no stages, but there was a radio. Night after night, Roland listened, not just to the words, but to the souls behind them. Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, Steve Perry of Journey. He studied their techniques like a scholar, practicing late into the night, mimicking their power, searching for his own. His family weren't musicians, but they saw it. That spark in his eyes, the fire in his chest. He wasn't just singing, he was becoming. And then came America's Got Talent. What viewers saw on that stage was a man singing his heart out. What they didn't see was the lifetime of silence, struggle, and sacrifice behind it. Roland's story isn't just one of talent, it's one of grit, grace, and the long road from the shorelines of Cebu to the world stage. Stay tuned, because Roland Abante isn't just a contestant. He's a reminder that greatness often comes from the most unexpected places. The long road to the global stage. Roland Abante's rise from coastal dreamer to AGT sensation. Roland Abante's voice didn't just echo through karaoke machines or church halls. It carried the weight of a lifetime. Encouraged by his family, he sang wherever he could, at home, in church choirs, and during town fiestas. These were more than performances. They were the rare moments where a young boy from Santander, Cebu could express his truth. His voice didn't merely entertain, it told stories. Stories of hardship, resilience, and quiet hope. Hope, in fact, was the most precious thing his family gave him. In a place where dreams often drown beneath the tide of daily survival, Roland held on to his. Before the world knew his name, Roland was a fisherman, one of many who lived by the sea and for the sea. Yet even as he cast nets and battled waves, music was never far from his mind. Throughout his 20s and 30s, he juggled early mornings on the water with late nights behind a microphone. Small town gigs, weddings, town fiestas, birthday parties became his stage. Most paid little or nothing. Still, he showed up. He sang with heart, and slowly word spread. Locals began inviting him more often. His voice, raw, emotional, unmistakably honest, started to draw crowds. Roland also began joining amateur singing contests in neighboring towns. Sometimes he walked away with the trophy. Often he didn't. But every win, every round of applause was fuel, a whisper reminding him not to give up. Still, life demanded more than applause. With a family to support, Roland took on extra work, driving a tricycle, doing deliveries, whatever it took. Music never left his side, but it had to wait its turn. In the early 2000s, Roland found new footing on the local bar and restaurant circuit in Cebu. He sang everything from classic OPM, original Filipino music, to Western power ballads. His personal heroes, Gary Valenciano, Martin Nievera, Whitney Houston, and the iconic Journey. These gigs sharpened his performance instincts and deepened his emotional delivery. He wasn't just singing anymore. He was preparing for something bigger. When social media found its way to small towns, Roland adapted. With a borrowed camera or a basic phone, he started recording covers and sharing them on Facebook and YouTube. No production value, no filters, just Roland and his voice. And the world slowly began to notice. He had no manager, no high-tech gear, and no PR machine. But he had something that most aspiring artists lacked: relentless belief and a rock-solid partner by his side. His wife, Genevieve, became his greatest supporter, holding down the household, pushing him forward, and protecting the dream when he couldn't. Then, in 2017, came his first real break. Roland appeared on Tawag ng Tanghalan, the fiercely competitive singing contest aired on ABS-CBN's It's Showtime. He wowed judges and audiences alike with a powerful rendition of Michael Bolton's I Loved You But I Lied, earning a stunning 93.8%, enough to win that day, but not enough to advance in the competition, which required 5 consecutive wins. Still, his mark was made. Roland had arrived. Even though he didn't take the championship title, his performance opened new doors. He made guest appearances on popular shows like Gandang Gabi Vice and shared the stage with Filipino music legends like Gary Valenciano and Arnel Pineda on ASAP. He wasn't just a local talent anymore. He was becoming a recognized voice in the Filipino music scene. But no one, not even Roland, could have predicted what would come next. In 2023, everything changed. A casual video of him singing I Will Always Love You at a local event went viral. The internet, unpredictable as it is, catapulted him from backyard performances to global curiosity. And then came America's Got Talent. Just a year before his audition, Roland was still casting nets in the Philippines, singing ballads to the sea. Now, he was standing under the bright lights of an American stage, with millions watching. The Fisherman had become the firestorm. From net casting to star making, Roland Abante's AGT breakthrough and the power of the spotlight. When Roland Abante's rendition of I Will Always Love You went viral in 2023, it wasn't just another fleeting internet moment. It was a turning point. That video reached millions, but more importantly, it landed in the inbox of America's Got Talent producers who saw in Roland something rare, a voice that could stop time and a story that could touch hearts. They extended an invitation to audition. For Roland, it was a dream and a dilemma. He had never left the Philippines, barely spoke English, and had no formal training. The idea of performing in front of Simon Cowell and millions of American viewers felt surreal, if not impossible. But back home in Santander, his family and friends rallied behind him. They pushed him to take the leap. Just bring your voice, they told him. That's more than enough. And so he did. Touching down in Los Angeles, Roland found himself in a world he'd only ever seen on TV. Towering buildings, blinding lights, and cameras everywhere. It was overwhelming. But beneath the nerves, he clung to what had always centered him: music. On June 6th, he walked onto the AGT stage in simple jeans and a black shirt. No theatrics, no gimmicks, just the humble fisherman from Cebu, ready to bare his soul. "I'm a father of 4, he told the judges, "and I'm a fisherman." Then came the opening notes of "When a Man Loves a Woman." Silence fell over the theater. From the first line, Roland's voice, gritty, aching, and rich with life, commanded the room. Every lyric was drenched in lived experience. Every note carried decades of dreaming. By the time he hit the final chorus, the audience was on their feet. Simon Cowell's signature eyebrow lifted, a rare sign of deep approval. But it wasn't just the vocals. It was the vulnerability, the authenticity. "You are why we do this show," one judge told him. "You're a superstar in disguise," another added. Even Sofia Vergara wiped away a tear, telling Roland he truly deserved the moment. All 4 judges gave him a resounding yes. Backstage, host Terry Crews wrapped him in a hug and called him the heart of the show. Roland wasn't just moving to the next round. He had become a global story. That audition clip, filled with raw emotion and soaring vocals, exploded online again. This time, it wasn't just the Philippines watching. Viewers from every corner of the world shared it. Over 20 million views and counting. Roland Abante had finally found his stage, and the world was listening. The AGT effect, more than just a talent show. Since its premiere in 2006, America's Got Talent has grown into more than just a talent competition. It has become a launchpad for dreams, especially for underdog performers like Roland Abante. The show's strength lies in its simplicity. Give ordinary people an extraordinary stage. Hosted by the dynamic Terry Crews and judged by a panel of household names, Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel, Heidi Klum, and Sofia Vergara, AGT invites performers of all kinds to showcase their talents. Singers, dancers, magicians, comedians, and even stunt artists compete not just for $1 million prize, but for a shot at headlining a Las Vegas show. What makes AGT different is its format. Contestants are given just 90 seconds to impress the judges, a tight, pressure-filled window where anything can happen. Both judges and viewers have a say in who advances, making the show interactive and emotionally charged. A defining moment of the show's evolution came in Season 9, when the now iconic golden buzzer was introduced. This one-time-only button allows each judge and the host to send a performer directly to the live shows. These moments have become viral sensations in themselves, often accompanied by tears, standing ovations, and stories of personal triumph. Following the initial auditions, contestants face a secondary round, one that has evolved through the years. Earlier seasons called it Las Vegas Callbacks or Judgment Week, held in either Vegas or New York, where judges reviewed audition tapes or had contestants perform again. From seasons 10 to 14, the format shifted to Judge Cuts, where guest judges brought their own golden buzzer into the mix. In 2020, the pandemic forced producers to adapt. The middle rounds were shortened, but by season 16, AGT had streamlined its format even further, adopting a structure similar to Britain's Got Talent, grouping acts to compete for spots in the live shows. Today, the live rounds, filmed weekly in Los Angeles, are where finalists truly shine. The competition intensifies through the quarterfinals, semifinals, and ultimately, the finals. Contestants perform again, but this time the audience votes, often swayed by both talent and personal story. At any moment, a judge can still hit the buzzer, ending a performance mid-song if it doesn't deliver. For Roland Abante, each new round means another chance, not just to win, but to show the world what a fisherman from a quiet coastal town can do when he's finally given a mic, a stage, and a spotlight. The night Roland Abante owned the stage, a semi-final performance for the ages. Roland Abante's journey on America's Got Talent was already extraordinary. But on September 12, 2023, it became legendary. For his semi-final performance, Roland chose a song few dare to attempt, Whitney Houston's iconic I Will Always Love You. It's one of the most demanding ballads in vocal history, technically daunting, emotionally exhaustive, and instantly recognizable. A single misstep could unravel it all. But Roland didn't flinch. Dressed simply, standing under a soft spotlight, he began with a whisper, tender, restrained, intimate. The opening notes floated through the Dolby Theater like a quiet prayer. As the song built, so did the emotion. When Roland reached the final crescendo, his voice soared, controlled yet vulnerable, powerful yet pure. By the final note, the audience was on its feet in thunderous applause. It wasn't just a performance, it was a moment. He didn't rely on visual gimmicks or extravagant staging. There were no fireworks, no dancers, no distractions. Just a man, a mic, and a lifetime of grit and grace pouring out in every syllable. His authenticity cut through the noise, reminding everyone that sometimes simplicity carries the loudest impact. Social media lit up within minutes. Clips of the performance went viral again. Fans from all over the world called it pure magic, soul-shaking, and unforgettable. But what resonated most was Roland's journey. The man who once cast fishing nets at dawn, now casting spells on a global stage. The judges echoed that sentiment. Simon Cowell, known for his measured praise, was moved. Roland, he said, this is exactly why AGT exists, to find voices that surprise us, inspire us, and move us. You didn't just sing tonight, you connected. Sofia Vergara wiped away tears as she told Roland that every word felt lived in, felt real. Heidi Klum praised his vocal control and phrasing. You made it your song, she said. And Howie Mandel nailed it. You're not just performing songs. You're telling stories. You're living them as you sing. Backstage, the energy was electric. Terry Crews, emotional and beaming, told Roland, "You are the heart of this show." And in a touching surprise, producers arranged a live video call with Roland's family back in the Philippines. They watched from across the ocean, proud and tearful, as their husband, father, and friend basked in the glow of a dream realized. It was more than a semi-final. It was a seismic shift in Roland's life. He had not just earned a place in the finals, he had earned the world's respect. Ana de Guzman, redefining magic, one card at a time. While Roland was commanding the stage with his voice, another rising star was rewriting the rules of illusion. Meet Ana de Guzman, the 24-year-old card magician who had already made history just by stepping onto the AGT stage. In a field long dominated by men, Ana brought something new, modern, sleek, and undeniably cool close-up magic. Her semi-final performance wasn't just a trick, it was an experience. From the start, Ana had charmed both the audience and the judges. Her audition featured masterful sleight of hand and a card prediction finale that left everyone, including Simon Cowell, visibly stunned. The routine felt intimate, yet mind-bending, like she was reading thoughts in real time. And she wasn't just good, she was magnetic. Heidi Klum praised her immediately. "We need more women like you in magic. You're changing the game." Sofia Vergara called her act super fun and exciting, while Simon admired her ability to bring fresh energy to a centuries-old art. But it was in the semifinals where Ana truly raised the stakes. This time, she ditched the table and took the stage. Her act blended close-up card manipulation with a larger-scale illusion involving an oversized deck and audience participation. It was more ambitious, more theatrical, and, most impressively, executed with effortless confidence. The final twist stunned even the most skeptical viewers. Heidi cheered, "You're proving that women can dominate magic." Howie Mandel nodded in approval, noting how her confidence had grown with each round. "You've gone from great to commanding," he said. Simon was a bit more measured but still positive, appreciating her innovation and risk-taking. Anna knew what was at stake. Competing alongside powerhouse vocalists like Roland was no small task, but she leaned into her uniqueness. She wasn't trying to out-sing anyone. She was carving her own lane, turning every card flip into a statement. The fans took notice. Online communities hailed her as a trailblazer, and videos of her performances racked up millions of views. In a world where authenticity and originality matter more than ever, Ana de Guzman wasn't just doing magic. She was the magic. Both Roland Abante and Ana de Guzman stood on opposite ends of the talent spectrum. One, a soulful singer with a story that gripped the world. The other, a modern magician breaking barriers with flair and finesse. Yet both shared something vital: the courage to be exactly who they are in front of millions. Stay tuned as we head into the finals, where the stage gets bigger, the stakes get higher, and the spotlight shines even brighter. The final cut, a night of surprises and showstoppers. As the dust settled on September 12, 2023, America's Got Talent delivered one of its most surprising semifinal results yet. The crowd had cheered, the judges had praised, and the contestants had poured everything they had into the stage. But only 2 acts would move on, and emotions were running high. The tension was thick inside the Dolby Theater. Finalists stood shoulder to shoulder under the hot lights, each holding onto a dream. Among them, Ana de Guzman, Roland Abante, and Chibi Unity. 3 acts, wildly different in style, but all with powerful stories and huge fan bases. When the results were announced, it was Ana and Chibi Unity who moved on to the finals. And just like that, Roland Abante, the beloved fisherman turned singer who had stolen hearts around the world, was eliminated. It was a shock to many. Roland's semifinal performance of "I Will Always Love You" had gone viral again, with fans calling it one of the best renditions in AGT history. Yet the vote results reminded everyone. This is a competition, and sometimes the outcome defies expectations. Ana de Guzman, a groundbreaking moment for women in magic. Ana de Guzman's journey on America's Got Talent wasn't just a personal triumph. It was a breakthrough for female magicians around the world. Her advancement to the finals marked a significant milestone in a field traditionally dominated by men. From the very beginning, Ana captivated audiences with her unique blend of close-up cardistry, charisma, and sleek stagecraft. She wasn't just performing tricks, she was telling stories, crafting moments of surprise and wonder that felt fresh and contemporary. While Simon Cowell noted that the pacing of her semi-final act could have been tighter, he also acknowledged the clear growth and increased sophistication in her performance compared to her audition. Ana's development as a performer was obvious. Each round brought more confidence, more flair, and more daring choices that pushed the boundaries of traditional magic. Sofia Vergara described her as spectacular and so cool, a sentiment echoed by Heidi Klum, who praised Ana for proving that women not only belong in the world of magic, they can lead it. For viewers who initially questioned whether her act could deliver the emotional impact of a powerful vocal performance, Ana proved them wrong. She didn't need a song to stir emotion. Her presence alone was captivating. Her style was sleek and modern, her timing crisp, and her personality magnetic. Whether she was shuffling cards with impossible speed or executing mind-bending reveals, Ana had a way of drawing people in. She made magic feel personal, stylish, and unexpectedly powerful. With each performance, she wasn't just pulling cards. She was pulling audiences into her world and changing the game for women in magic, one trick at a time. Chibi Unity, turning setbacks into strength. The second spot went to Chibi Unity, the electrifying dance crew from Japan. Their journey had started with a bang, the final audition of the season, and continued with a deeply moving semi-final performance that almost didn't happen. Earlier that day, one of their dancers had suffered a minor injury, but rather than scaling back, the group leaned into the challenge. Their routine was bold, emotional, and full of cultural significance. The music, the movement, the precision, it all came together in a performance that told a story of resilience and identity. Simon Cowell praised them for their courage. "That was gutsy and inspiring," he said. Heidi Klum admired the artistry and the soul behind the dance, while Sofia Vergara applauded how they turned a near disaster into something unforgettable. Fans responded with similar admiration. Many took to social media, saying they were blown away not just by the choreography, but by the heart and unity that pulsed through every move. For a crew that had traveled halfway across the world to perform, the moment was validation that their message and their art had truly landed. A night that sparked debate. While both finalists, Ana de Guzman and Chibi Unity, rightfully celebrated their hard-earned spots in the finale, the atmosphere among fans was far from settled. Roland Abante's elimination sent shockwaves across social media, igniting passionate debates and emotional reactions. Many viewers felt that Roland's performance, full of soul and vulnerability, had struck a chord far deeper than most. His journey, from humble beginnings as a fisherman in the Philippines to delivering powerhouse vocals on one of the world's biggest stages, was the kind of narrative that usually defines AGT success stories. To them, it wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It was about heart, humanity, and the power of perseverance. Still, others argued that America's Got Talent has always been a celebration of variety, where different art forms, from comedy to magic, dance to dog tricks, share the spotlight. And in this particular semi-final, it was magic and movement that captured the imagination of voters. Ana's modern flair as a female magician and Chibi Unity's electrifying cultural storytelling through dance brought something fresh and unexpected. It wasn't a slight against Roland. It was simply a reminder of how diverse and at times unpredictable the AGT stage can be. Every season brings these moments, turning points that stir up fan loyalty, challenge expectations, and fuel conversations that continue long after the credits roll. Roland's exit was one of those moments, bittersweet, heartfelt, and unforgettable. Ana de Guzman's advancement wasn't just a personal breakthrough, it was a cultural one. In a field where women are still vastly underrepresented, she broke barriers with style, substance, and undeniable talent. Her presence in the finals symbolized more than just good magic, it symbolized progress. At the same time, Chibi Unity continued to redefine what dance can be. Their routines weren't just high-energy performances, they were visual narratives, blending tradition and innovation to make powerful artistic statements. As the competition edged closer to the finals, one truth became clear. America's Got Talent remains one of the few stages where anything can happen. It's a place where unknown names become household ones, where genres collide, and where dreams, no matter how unlikely, can take flight. Roland Abante, from fisherman to global voice. Chibi Unity's advancement to the finals felt deserved. Their discipline, raw talent, and cultural storytelling won hearts and votes. Even when faced with setbacks, like an injury during the semifinals, they performed with unshakable unity. Their performance didn't just wow the judges, it reminded viewers why they fell in love with the crew in the first place. But for Roland Abante, the night ended differently. Despite delivering a deeply emotional performance, Roland didn't make it to the finale. He stood tall and smiling on stage, thanking fans and showing grace in the face of disappointment. But away from the spotlight, the emotion hit harder. Roland later shared that the journey had taken a toll, mentally and physically. After the results, his manager Joel Sag planned a much-needed trip to Hawaii, a chance for Roland to rest, recharge, and reflect. Still, the outpouring of support online was overwhelming. Fans around the world voiced their frustration, calling his elimination unfair. One tweet from iconic Filipino singer Gary Valenciano summed it up best. "Roland, you didn't lose. You won the world's heart." That may have been the end of the AGT chapter, but Roland's story is far from over. Life beyond the stage. Off-stage, Roland Abante remains deeply humble and grounded, a man unchanged by fame. At the center of his life is his wife, Genevieve Abante, a quiet but unwavering force who has been his anchor through every season of life. Long before the world heard his voice or saw him light up the America's Got Talent stage, Genevieve was there, standing beside him through uncertainty, hardship, and long, quiet nights in their coastal hometown of Santander, Philippines. Whether he was out fishing in the early dawn hours or performing at modest local events to support their family, she believed in him when the spotlight felt like a distant dream. Together, they are raising 4 children, whose names they've deliberately kept out of the public eye. For the Abantes, family privacy is sacred, and shielding their children from the pressures of sudden fame has remained a quiet priority. Despite the attention and acclaim that followed Roland's AGT journey, the couple has remained rooted in the same values that shaped them: faith, loyalty, and love that endures even in the toughest times. Santander's life offered no glamour, but rich emotional strength. Roland's devotion to Genevieve and deep Christian faith shaped his music, now evolving from karaoke to original work, inspiring fans worldwide through heartfelt performances and gratitude.